I had a couple chefs that threw pans, threw pots at the cooks. I've had chefs that threw like hot caramel at cooks. I'm Chef Michael Teich of the Wallace in Culver City, California, and today we're going to be making one of our signature dishes of roasted scallops. We're going to need 2 scallops, a 1/4 cup of sea beans, 1/4 cup of grilled leeks, 1/4 cup of fresh blanched English peas. This is about a cup of English peas that we turned into a puree. You're going to need about 2 tablespoons of whole butter, roughly a 1/4 cup, probably a little less of chicken stock, 2 pieces of prosciutto. You're going to need about a teaspoon of this spice blend, which is ground coriander and fennel. And then we have some fresh herbs here that we're going to garnish at the end. And we have pea shoots, tarragon, and pea tendrils. All right, so to start the roasted scallop dish, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our scallops and we're going to season them. So we have salt, a little fresh cracked pepper, and then we have a little bit of our spice blend, which is ground fennel and ground coriander, and we're just going to put that on the top of the scallop. And now we're ready to take these to the pan and start searing them off. We're going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sear our scallops the spice side down. We want to make sure we have a nice hot pan. We hear that nice sizzle. And we're going to go ahead and let those cook. And we're going to cook them for about 90% on that spice side. Now while the scallops are going, we can start getting going on our vegetables. And our vegetables are going to eventually become the sauce for this dish. We have our English peas, our grilled leeks, and our sea beans. This is definitely one of our favorite items here at the restaurant. It's definitely one of our top sellers as well. People really love scallops, and we like to really use great seasonal products to complement the scallops as much as possible. So at this point, we have our vegetables sauteing. We're going to go ahead and season them up with a little bit of salt and a touch of pepper. And at this point, we're going to add a little bit of fresh tarragon into our vegetable and just let that cook. Now our scallops are coming along nicely. We're going to add a little bit of butter to the pan. It's going to give a nice flavor to the scallops. We're going to take some of our chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock, you can use water, you could use pretty much any kind of liquid at this point. But this is what's going to make our sauce. We're going to take a look at our scallops. They're probably ready to be turned. And as you can see, they have a beautiful golden brown color and a crust from that spice. And at this point, these scallops are going to be cooked. There's enough heat in that pan that we can just go ahead and turn them off, turn off the heat, and just put them up and let them just sit there, and they'll finish cooking in that pan. And now we can concentrate on our sauce. What we're going to add now is nicely diced shallots, some tomatoes, and some chives. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of each of those to the dish right now. And I can see my sauce is pretty much where I want it to be. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more of this butter just to round out the sauce, give it a nice little richness. So we're just going to swirl this butter in, and once this butter is completely incorporated, we're going to be ready to plate. And as you can see, we have a nice thick sauce that's going to coat our scallops beautifully. Now we have our scallops beautifully roasted. We've sauteed our vegetables and turned them into a sauce. Now we can go ahead and plate the dish. We're going to take our pea puree, which we simply made by putting peas in boiling water for about 45 seconds. We took those peas, put them into a blender, and pureed them, put that right on the middle of our plate. And then we're going to take our knife and our spoon, and we're going to spread it. Now we're going to take our roasted scallops and we're going to place them on the plate. So we're going to put one here and one here. So we have our beautiful vegetables, and we're going to finish them again with a little bit of the basics, which are shallot, chive, and tomato concasse. And as you can see, that it immediately brightens up this dish and gives it a beautiful color, which it already had, but it just enhances it even more. So now we're going to take a spoon of this and we're going to put it right over the top of the scallop. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to get a little bit of this sauce, and we're just going to drizzle that over. We have some crisped up prosciutto pieces that go wonderfully with scallop, and we're just going to take one of these chips and we're going to put it right on the end here. We're going to take another chip, put it on this end, and then being that this is a spring dish and we have herbs available to us right now, we're going to enhance the pea flavor in this dish with some pea shoots that really, they're beautiful to look at, but they also give incredible flavor to this dish and an incredible freshness, nice crunch. We have some beautiful pea tendrils which actually come off the pea plant. And lastly, we have a little bit of fresh picked tarragon, which goes with leeks and peas, as well as a scallop. And to finish, we're gonna take a little bit of sea salt right over the top of the dish. And lastly, a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, just to give it a nice richness and also gives it a nice, beautiful shine. And there you have it. These are the roasted scallops from the Wallace. So let's give this dish a try and see how we did. A beautifully soft scallop. We'll go ahead and get a little bit of that pea puree. Really delicious. Really fresh, clean flavors. You gotta make this at home. Great. Thanks for joining us here at the Wallace, and for this delicious roasted scallop recipe, please click on the link below.